young gun with the quick fuse. I was uptight, wanna let loose. I was dreaming of bigger things and wanna leave my own life behind. Not a yes sir, not a follower. Fit the box, fit the mold, ever see it in the fire. Take a number, I was lightning before the thunder. Kids were laughing in my classes while I was scheming for the masses. Who do you think you are? Dreaming about being a big star. They say you're basic, they say you're easy. You always riding in the backseat. Now I'm smiling from the stage while you were clapping in the nosebleeds.
Ba ba ba. Hello, 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 hello. How are we? How are we? How are we? We. We. There we go. That's much better. Good morning, everyone. Rare early morning stream. I haven't streamed this early in probably a year or two. But hey, here we are. Okay. So, what are we doing up this early? Well, in 2-ish hours, roughly like an hour and a half, I have to go and record. So I know last month we actually had a consistent stream of YouTube recordings, and I am so proud of that. I really am. The reason why that hasn't been happening this month. Oh, I forgot the introduction. Where are my manners? Hello, everyone. Introductions first. As always, my name is Ruin, and I am the Archsage, Arcanum Exodius, our humble little library on this corner of the internet. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so, anyways, now that that's over. Oh, I'm suppressing a burp. Snap. That was a huge burp. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I am hyped up on like 2 full cups of coffee. I'll probably end up getting a third one. I've basically been up all night. I've done the whole sleep an hour, be up for 4 hours thing. So you guys got me hyped up on coffee because, as I was saying, in roughly about an hour and a half, this is why I'm streaming right now because it's like, I don't know what else to do. And I'm gonna play this anyway. So, roughly in about an hour and a half, I'm gonna be meeting with a bunch of people that I've been working with. We talked about it last night. I'll pull up the co-working session from last night. If you weren't here last night when I did some ASMR, some co-working ASMR, you can see it right here. Okay, I am writing a visual novel and with artwork by @Desolace, which you guys will get to learn more about Desolace as time goes on. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's an artist I've worked with a lot. She actually did our badges. If you have subscribed or donated any money at all, and no one's ever required to, I don't want anyone to feel like they have to. Okay, all those badges that you see next to the people who have, and next to those are all done by her, and they're really just truly amazing. She's doing a lot more for me too. So hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyways, you can see right here we're working on a VTuber Christmas Carol. That's the working title. And that might just be what it stays as. I don't know. And this is what I have permission to show off. I'm writer, producer, and kind of director of it. And this is what I've been working on ever since September. The recording sessions have been taking up my time. That's why I haven't been able to record any new ASMR. I'll see about what I can do for this month, see if we can get something out. I know I have something scheduled to go out automatically, so you guys will at least get that, because I made a really weird recording about a month ago and I scheduled it to come out. Okay. But wink, wink, back over here. And so that's what's going on in about an hour and a half. That's also why I am like Animal Crossing noises. I haven't played that game in years. I still have those noises stuck in my head. I haven't played it since the original one on GameCube. That should tell you something. That should tell you something. I still love it. I still loved it. But I haven't had anything since like a Wii. That was my last Nintendo system. Then I switched over to being an Xbox Bro before finally computer supremacy and streaming. That's a short version. But let's go ahead and let's get into this. Wink. So what are we doing today in ARK? We're gonna have a chill time. Very, very chill time. Wink. Very chill time. Building another base together. I'm gonna try to get it done in an hour and a half. No promises, but we'll see. Oh, nope. Back, 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 back. I don't want to do multiplayer. Never again. No, I don't want to hit this. Whoa, okay. Okay, we got out of it. We got out of it. I accidentally hit the multiplayer button. Alright. Don't worry, we'll get this booted up again. And so I'll give you guys a quick update. I figured out that I'm actually experiencing a really weird glitch. I still have to figure out how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it yet. But I posted in the ARK Reddit to see if anyone had ideas, and a couple people responded, so I'm going to follow their ideas later on today. I haven't had a chance because that was like one of the last things I did before I tried to sleep tonight. But what the glitch is I can only tame things that were in the base game. Not tame things, I can only make things. I can't make, I don't even know if I can make wings. I can't make wings. I can't make glider wings. I can't make saddle. That's the big one. I can't make saddles. So while I can tame Carcanoses, the crabs, I can tame Ravagers, the Aberration dogs, because we are playing an Aberration. This is a Let's Play on Aberration. Okay. I just kind of reminded of the basic premise of this. I have 2K hours in ASE, roughly 2K hours. I've been playing it since 2015, 2016. I did take a long break. I played it all the way through, like halfway through 2016 for like my first 1,000 hours. Took a 6-7 year break, picked it back up last year. Oh, not even 7 year. Wow, basically almost a 10-year break, like an 8-9 year break. Picked it back and put another 1,000 hours in. I had to relearn everything. But this is my first time playing ASA, really. I might have played a bit of ASA, but last year on stream, I think I do. I think I still have that world too, but I only played like an hour and my computer kept crashing because ASA is woo. Two things: ASA is very unoptimized, and at that time my computer had a very nasty glitch that I actually had to send it in over the summer. If anyone was around during the summer, I wasn't able to stream or make any content at all because I had to send my computer in to get fixed, and that took 2-3 months out of time, which really sucked. Can you guys tell I'm hopped up on caffeine? But anyways, now that I can actually play it, I wanted to share my first time playing ASA with you guys. Originally, I was going to do it as a 100-day series, but I think we're just going to do it as kind of a chill Let's Play. If I happen to get it done in 100 days, that'd be really cool, but I'm not expecting it. And I'm playing on my favorite map, which is Aberration. And something went wrong. I don't know what. I don't know what. But, we are now outside of what's called Metal Cave. So, roughly by those depth markers on there. Actually, let me... So we have our actual base is right about here, okay? That is where we're actually set up camp. It's a really good spot in ASE, but what I've learned is that they took away the metal spawn that was like right there, which has made me very sad. Okay, and we are in desperate need of metal in order to progress. So one alternative is using, because it does have a good natural way down to the blue zone, using that. But that's blue zone's very risky and dangerous. We're not quite ready for that. And my thoughts on the blue zone is that if we're starting to go down there, which I did last stream, we should probably start making long-term plans to settle down there. Because where I'm going to settle the final base at is a really cool place down in the blue zone. So, what we're going to do today, during the next roughly about hour, I'd have to say hour 15 minutes, is I've already started it, but we moved up here. This is called Metal Cave. And this cave leads to the surface, but we're not going to the surface. Alright, we are not going to the surface. What we're going to do is we're going to construct another base up here explicitly for going to the cave, harvesting metal, and coming back out. This is a common place that people like to set up bases. I set one up when I played on ASE as a new player starter base, actually, because I was playing in multiplayer. This is a single player save, which means I'm the only one in this world. Although I do tend to play like it's multiplayer, which is really... Anyone else do that? Like, my entire journey in this game has basically been multiplayer. I've never really done a single player save before on any ASE or ASA. Okay, well, let's get some stone. And we have our trusty trike, new friend, who is the last of the trike triplets. That is one thing that happened when we were trying to get up here. We actually found the other trike, and then it died shortly afterwards to a raptor. Apparently it had been under attack from a raptor for a long time. Long time. Think it's gonna be a long time. Mortar and pestle. What do we need? Stone, hide. We probably have the hide. If we haven't already made the mortar and pestle and it's in the inventory. I took some things with me, but majority of the dinos we left back. Ooh. Ooh. Wolf. That's not good. Okay, well. That's not good. Okay. Learning really quick that we don't have all the reasons, but that's also kind of, I purposely kind of stranded myself because we do want to build this up a bit, and the best way, if you're ever stuck in ARK, which is going to seem really weird, if you're ever stuck, oftentimes what I've found, and let me know, does this work for you? That's a bulldog. As much as I don't like it, I think we're going to have to kill it just because I need the... I don't like killing these guys. I like them a lot. I'm sorry, little guy. I'm sorry. I need your hide. We'll try to make this painless. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No! We made it painless. And, oh, whoop. Whoop. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. Hallucinating, hallucinating, hallucinating. Okay. Hand-picking fiber right now because we need to find that corpse. Where is it? No, I just... I lost him. Alright, that's good. Well, the next thing that we can do then, if we can't make storage, we need storage. Fiber, wood, thatch. We have plenty of thatch, which we don't have, and we should have enough fiber to do that. But yeah, last of the... So the lore of the friend trikes was that we had a moss chops named Friend, if you weren't around for our first episode of this, who we ended up... it was... It was a strategic decision on my part. It was off stream. I wanted to spare you guys. Yes. I wanted to spare you guys the sad death of a friend. But we found a level 50 trike mama who had triplets, and she was surrounded by a trike herd, and we knew we could kill the mama but not the herd. And so we made a strategic decision with friend to kill the mama. The herd killed us, and that included friend. But then we got 3 trikes. One of which was killed right away by a bear. I was really kind of upset about that. The other one wandered off to who knows where, and we just recently refound them, only for them to die again. And now this has been our OG, new friend, who has been a consistent powerhouse and one that I would genuinely be sad if something happens. But like when I need to do something and I want to make sure that it's done right, I grab new friend. Okay, so we need more wood. Uh-oh. Perfect. You stay over there. I will stay over here. There we go. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm sorry, little guy. I do need your hide. There is no ethical sourcing of hide around here. I am sorry. The only way I can get hide is from things that are unalived. Alright, well, that gives us the mortar and pestle. Hide. Stone. Then we need thatch and fiber. Thatch. Fiber. Storage. Oh. Neat. Okay, we can go ahead and make that too. After we make this. Oh, wood. How much wood do we have here? So we'll go ahead and make that. Okay, and that'll help take some of the pressure off of this. So yeah, what we'll be doing today for about the next roughly hour is making a base together. Trying to suppress a burp. Coffee burps. Middle cave. Ooh, I don't remember. I think this is green obby. This place will be important later on. It'll be important later on. And perfect. Okay. We can start grabbing some resources off of new friend here who is desperately overweighted. Thatch. Okay, no fiber. I think all the weight is probably in the stone then. So that's fine. Oh, am I really out of... I am. That's no good. That's no bueno. Good thing we noticed that. Good thing we noticed that. We can deposit the door in here too. We'll end up taking it out. What's your weight at? I'm gonna make a bit of a risky journey. One thing I do miss. Anyone else like miss old obtuse mechanics when you've switched from like one version of a game to another? Anyone? Like I'm not sure if I'm just being like a curmudgeon old man here, but like I actually do miss the piping system. I do think the air pipes, I don't know what else to call them, but basically it will automatically do piping for you if you're within a certain amount of distance to the tap. I do think the air pipes is really cool, but the problem I'm having with it is the distance is very small, where like as gross as it was to like lay piping and like get the supplies for piping and lay pipe one after another after another after another. We can tinto berries. Tinto berries. We can start eating all the tintos. Just to recover a bit of food and a bit of hydration, since we appear to be out on both. As gross as it was to like lay piping one after the other after the other, the lake should be this way, and that is a problem we're gonna have to solve. At the very least, like collecting the resources, making it, at the very least, it had an unlimited range. I mean, its limit was like as much as you were willing to pipe, which yeah, but like I've done some obscene piping, even on Aberration. Like one of my on ASE, on a multiplayer server, even one of my most obscene piping projects was like, down at the down in the red zone, right before the Rock Drake Trench. I shouldn't say right before, but there is a limit. There is a certain point where you are not allowed to build anymore. It's considered a cave at a certain point. I know where the point is by sight. I don't know the coordinates. Okay. I'm waiting a second in case of a Sarco. No Sarco, fill up the jar, turn around. Go back up. But there is a point. Gunpowder. Grab that. Narco. Drop that, grab that. This makes me wonder if that zipline anchor, if that does exist, can I make that? That is such a weird glitch. It has to be character driven. I piped all the way down from like the blue zone where the only water was all the way down. It was one of the longest pipings I had ever done. Was it obscene? Yeah, it was. It was. But like, as I was saying, it was kind of unlimited. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, that's just a light bug. That's what I'm hearing. I think it's these mushrooms that I need. It's the brown ones that I need, actually. I'm trying to figure out, like, what sort of mushrooms and things that I'm going to need before I dump the inventory. Rare mushroom we'll hang on to. They are heavy, but we'll hang on to them for right now. Then let's talk berries. Hang on to a stack of Majo, and the rest can just go to free up inventory. Okay, and then what is... I wish I knew what those qualified as. I wish I could just type in, like, they're trophies, but I wish I could just type in trophies and that's what would come up. Severed seeds will be nice later on. I don't really need more spears. What do we got? Okay. Oh yeah, we have plenty of spoiled meat to start making narcotics with. Now to find that little, since we came all the way down here. Gotta make our way all the way back up from where we came from, which isn't too hard. See? There's a little path. Some of this I remember from ASA to be a little more, like, obvious, for lack of a better term. That's what I was talking about this earlier. I want to say 2 sessions ago, roughly. But what I've kind of noticed, I don't think the map is smaller. Alright, this is going to seem weird. I don't think the map is smaller, but I do think the distances between things is lesser. And how is that possible? If the map's not smaller, how can the distances between things be not as great as it once was? I think what they did is, without increasing the size of the map, they increased all the assets on the map. Alright, so like this fungal tree, which is really cool, is a bigger fungal tree than what you would get. Hello. Oh, you're not even worth it. Okay, this isn't a way up, as I keep trying to go up this way. Okay, we'll go back around. I thought this was the way that we took to get up initially. Yeah, I know that might seem weird, but that's what I honestly think. Dump all those berries. Seeds. We'll get seeds later on. And then I can dump that. Don't really need those. Dump. Humpty dumped it in a Humpty dumped it. Yeah, as I was saying, I think what it is the... has anyone else noticed this? I genuinely think what's happened is they've increased the size of the assets. Like, these trees are bigger than what they would be in ASE, or in ARK Survival Evolved, or ARK 1, depending on how you want to label it. These trees are bigger, they're wider, more thick, more girthy, even. Oh my. But in doing that, they take up more space, and because these tree assets take up more space, the distance between them from tree A to tree B is not as great as it once was, which makes the map seem smaller. Okay. I gotta find my way back up there. I think we just did. Yeah, this seems about it. That is one thing that I'm doing, kind of. Like, I'm not really looking up things unless it's like to tame, but I'm going off of memory. Nope. There we go. Nice. Way to go, new friend. Oh, that was me that got the level. Way to go, me. Way to go. Okay, And keep the narcotics. We're going to need to make a lot of them. The rough plan with this base that we're making is not to really leave it until we absolutely have to. Okay, I did keep a stack of Mejo. Is to keep this to work on it, get it to a good spot where it can be our metal export for now. Find the Parasaur of Destiny, which is one of the reasons why we're up here. Find the Spino of Transport. Oh, adorable little baby bulldog. I do feel bad. I do feel bad on the inside. Speaking of dogs, Sahara's being real cute right now. She's cuddled underneath my desk, underneath my blankie, and she's all just wrapped up in a little ball down there. She's a 60-pound husky, but acts like a 20, 30-pound lapdog. She doesn't act like a 5-pound lapdog, because I owned a 5-pound lapdog. Once, little Colby, I do miss him. I do think it was terrible what happened to him, but that's another story for another time. And the smaller dogs really do just have a certain attitude about them. Really, really do. If we see a decent level iguanodon, that would help, because then we have transport between the bases. But it's not a requirement. You're not high enough level. Plus, we have a good trike right here. I mean, although the sad news is that new friend here is reaching... Like, they still got a couple levels left in them. But they are reaching their max level. Because when you tame a baby on this, when you orphan a baby and then tame it... Phrasing, I know, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It doesn't get bonus levels. You trade the bonus levels in exchange. I feel like this is the right way. Let me... Yeah, we gotta wrap back around. You trade the bonus levels in exchange for an easier tame. So it doesn't get the bonus levels. But what it does get instead... Okay. This better not be where I saw a terrifying thing on the way here. You get the imprinting bonus and easier tame. But that also means that you're going to hit your max level cap a lot sooner than if we were using a non-upgraded. If we were using one that we wild caught. Oh my. Oh my. We might have to come back for you. I know. When you're looking at 62s and going, so good. So good. Oh, yeah, the terrifying thing I saw earlier, me ADHDing already. The terrifying, you guys know you got into when you got into the stream. You guys know. The terrifying thing I saw was earlier when I was, I don't care for the dire bear. At least you're not high enough level. I'd want a 80 plus dire bear just to be an off-pick mobility mount. Because dire bears do pick up speed the more they run. So from that aspect, they are not a bad mobility mount. But yeah, was a basilisk. I was exploring, and that made me nope out so fast. I was just like, nope. I sang the nope song of my people. The nope, 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 nope. No! The heck no. We won't go. Are we all the way up there? We'll recover stamina and keep moving. Suppressing the burps. wanted to spend this. Oh, hello, Scorpion. Goodbye, Scorpion. I wanted to spend this building a base, but now I'm spending it finding the one that I started. Isn't that how it goes? This shouldn't take us back up to Portal. I want nothing to do with Portal. That is a death danger zone and a half. Ooh, level 52. Well, we got a 60-something down there. So maybe. The reason why I'm looking at stegos is that we do have another stego. So, but that would probably take an hour to bring that stego over here. We do have a spare backup stego that we could bring. Okay. And so there aren't really that many good on Aberration. They're like, you're supposed to use the roll rat. That's supposed to, but the roll rat for wood. I'm getting ahead of myself. If you want to chop down wood on Aberration, what you're supposed to use is the roll rat. The problem is the roll rat doesn't get a weight reduction on the wood. The things that do get weight reductions are ravagers. So normally people do like roll rat into rat, but because of this glitch that I have, where the only tames that I can ride, the only tames I can make saddles for, are the ones that existed on the island when the game released. Where am I? I have a rough idea of where I am. But I suspect... likewise, we might tame another Doedicurus. Not that it needs to be a Doid of Destiny or anything like that. Just it would help with the stone, because we're going to need a bunch of stone. We're going to set up a little base, little shop here. I don't know. I did bring some amount of train. I think like 60 to 70. But yeah, you're supposed to use a roll rat. I don't like using the roll rat only because, and I do mean only. Hello. If you're a decent level Carno, I'd be in the market. You're not. Nope. I don't want anything to do with you, Bear. But if you want to be my problem, I will happily be your problem. There we go. Hey, speaking of roll rats. But what I like to use is I use stegos instead. Stegos are really good, except for the fact that they're slow. But other than that, they're really good wood harvesters. Okay. Yeah, we definitely got lost here. 46, you'd need training. We definitely got lost here. Whoops, that's okay. All part of the adventure. Oh yeah, that's the spine. Somehow we made it all the way back up. No, that's not the spine. That's, okay, that's the outcrop. I don't know what it's called. Somehow we made it up here. We gotta follow the edge here. Here we go. Picked off every stego. What level are you? Oh, mercy. This isn't good. This isn't good. Okay. We're okay. We're okay. Now, what level is the baby? I mean... Eh? Oh, was there another one? Oh. Yes. Mysterious ways. Let's grab some Meijo. Probably have more than enough of it now. Shove it in here. The coffee's kicking in. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. We are back. We are back. There we go. Okay. You need care soon. You'll also function as an additional. That'll help take care of that. And what do we have the most of? Azul? Azul. Can I move yet? No. Okay, probably Narco. Can I move yet? No. What is holding me back? Do I really just have... Okay. And then Meijo. There we go. We'll use you as additional storage. Guess this does kind of take care of... But yeah, as I was saying, I didn't mean to tame this guy, but I guess this does take care of our wood problem here. I like to use stegos on this map for wood collecting. They do really, really well as auxiliary wood collectors here. Are they the fastest? No, nope. But they can collect a lot. And they're good. Just keep next to your base. Okay. We'll see what you need. I think we can handle most things. Wants care, and we can do cuddles. I'm glad you wanted cuddles. Alright, awesome. Weight. The majority of the weight was berries. Sweet. And then if you're following me... well... There we go. Grab the hide, because we need that more right now. We don't need another stego. We'll start the caravan. That's the one thing I miss from ASE. Is not being able to improve movement speed. Kinda sucks. But is what it is. $46. We really need to find one that's like 70s or 80s or above. I don't need a perfect one, but I need one that's going to be good enough. Because we're going to be taking that thing first down into the blue zone. It's going to help us get established. Nope. I'm not going to risk getting into a war with that Stego. It's going to help us establish down in the blue zone. But second... Okay, you're still following. Good, good. Second, it's going to help us get down to the red zone. So it's a very vital part of the overall plan here, is having a Parasaur, because we're going to build a mobile base on top of it. Alright? But it's such, like, it's a vital part, but it's such a small part too. Because it's going to provide a mobile base that we can operate off of as we move down into the blue zone that we can continuously respawn on. But at the same time, once we're settled in the blue zone, we won't really need it until we use it one more time to make another base down in the red zone. But that base is not a permanent place to stay. That base is if we get rock drakes. Which I don't even know if we'll have rock drakes. I genuinely, because I can't make rock drake saddles, and that kind of defeats the purpose. We might have to go with reapers, and I said, oh my goodness, because reapers don't need saddles. The game's making me play with. I hate reapers. I hate reapers with a passion. I hate reapers. I hate their taming method. I hate everything about them. How they're just rip off of xenomorphs. That's actually what they're called in the game files too, which is hilarious. Can you imagine? Imagine the developer who had the idea, the audacity to be like, okay, we're gonna call these xenomorphs. And then they did. And then somebody, probably in legal, somebody like me, probably turned around and was like, hey man, we can't really use that name. We don't own the rights to that. Snap. Okay. What can we call them? What can we call them? Oh, I got it. And they just probably forgot to change the development files. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that is, in fact, what they are xenomorphs. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I know for a fact that if I stick to this wall here, I will eventually run across the cave. Because that's where we're parked. We're parked right outside of Metal Cave. There's a little pathway that kind of leads up here. That we accidentally took up, which that's okay. At the very least, that accident led to Woodcarver, who you can guess what their job's going to be. Come on. Come on. Come on. We gotta get back down here. But this is also, like, this might be a part of the glitch, too. Okay, so we still can make stego, fiber, wood, and hide. So we will have the fiber. The wood we don't have. Habe. Slowly reverting back to my German. ARK 9! 99999. Although we... Yeah, oh, gods. That is something I'm going to do. Okay, I think we're actually getting back close to it. I think. Genuinely got lost here. What up, Owl? We're playing dinosaur game. Knew it was only a matter of time before you'd show up. Playing dinosaur game before I have to record. Yeah, here we go. I know how much you like your dinosaurs. There it is. Okay. Probably walked right past it. We're making a new base. We already have one fully established base. That is our main right now. We have our starter cabin, and then that is called Metal Cave. It also leads to, I want to say, Green Obby. The tedious This game is awesome. This game is awesome. It rewards patience, etc., etc. Und so weiter, und so weiter. Alright. Okay. Plus, if you play at boosted rates, it's not as bad. Not as bad. Which is what I'm doing. Okay, get this started. And get this started. Come over here, grab this. Grab this. Shove these in here, shove these in here. Grab that. Come over here, grab all these narcotics that we have. Bump up your health, stamina, and weight. Because, okay. Boink. How you doing this morning, Owl? How's it going? Let's see. Crafting. Smithy takes... We got the ingot, stone, and wood. So we don't have the wood. But we can basically make a smithy. What do we need for that stego saddle? Alright, fiber, wood, hide. Okay, so we gotta kill some things in order to get hide. Doink. I mean, every little bit helps. Every wee bit helps. Shove that in there. Okay. That's going. That's good. Oh goodness. I'm actually gonna have to cook a stack of that. What do we need in order to make a campfire? Campfire needs flint, thatch, stone, wood. We have a limited amount of stone that we can use, but flint. Grab that, grab that. Thatch. Wood. Let's get that out of your inventory. Doink. Doink. Okay, and then stone. Take from the smaller stack. Boom. There we go. Oh, I forgot to grab thatch. Wink. And... 2... Get that cooking. That'll solve our meat problem for now. I can never have enough meat, am I right? What is he saying? Why? Why? Then... meat. Flip that up so that way it spoils faster. Take all the spoiled, shove it in there. I know we have an ad break, but I'm not going to take a break just because, oh, that's actually my alarm to wake up. I'm already up. I'm already up for recording today. I already am. Doink. Okay. Alright. And then stego saddle, that was our next. Fiber, wood, hide. Okay, well, let's grab that, 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 and that. I'll shove them into our chest over here. Wink. 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 Oh. Sorbs! Sorbs! It's been so long, my friend. How's it going? Welcome in. Welcome in. See you sporting that wonderful Deso badge. If we wanted to risk it. Do we risk it? I think we risk it. Okay. Asking if we risk. Okay, that wasn't it. Dino game goes good so far, but I'm about to make a dumb decision. We're gonna see. Oh, goodness gracious. I made a really dumb decision eating. This is why you don't eat random mushrooms, kids. Okay. Dumb decision for the content, and because I only have about 30 minutes left before stream has to end. So, have you played ARK at all? I'm really curious. Okay, move. Move, move, move. Can I get past this? Can we get past this area? Can we get past this area? We just gotta get past this. Alright. Hello, Nameless. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Come on, big guy. Any more? Anyone else want to volunteer? Okay. Yeah, Sorbs, what are you doing up this early? It's good to see you. What are you doing up? And I have to record for a YouTube video I'm working on with a bunch of people. It's I've been working on this since September, but it's a VTuber Christmas Carol. If you watched last night's VOD, I was actually writing a bit of Act 3 for that. I'm recording Act 1 today. Or a good portion of Act 1. That's fine. Good, good. Where are the rest of their bodies? They didn't disappear already. I know they didn't disappear already. Okay, it was either... Nope, wrong mushroom. Wrong mushroom. Wrong mushroom. Okay, had to get the mushroom right. Had to get the mushroom right. Okay, I know which mushroom to eat now to get through this field. I know which mushroom to eat. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Bad part about eating that mushroom. Come on, 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 come on. Heal, 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 heal. Woo! Oh, you just got... Well, welcome home then. Welcome home. So, if you watched last night's VOD, I'm going to be doing another one, another ASMR stream later on. Hopefully, I've been up quite a bit. I did the whole sleep for an hour, be awake for 4 hours. And then I got to the point where it's like I had to wake up in an hour and a half. And I'm just like, I'm just going to stay up at this point. But, oh my. No, thank you. I don't need any of that anytime soon. Okay. But yeah, if you watch last night's VOD, the really short version is I am working on a visual novel-like production. I am the producer of it, of A Christmas Carol, with some other ASMR artists and other voice actors, voice actor VTubers. And I'm really excited. We're getting closer and closer to finishing. I've been working on the script since September. We started recording late October. Yeah, we have artwork. We have a professional artist working with us. We have a professional editor. Like, it's really gonna turn out really, really well. Okay, we're eating berries to restore our hydration at this point. But that should have been just enough for the stego saddle. It was not. Okay, we can't do that again. We can't do that again. I know what I did wrong, but also walking through the mushrooms, the cloud of mushrooms, is just death. So we're not going to risk death here. What I did wrong was not turning off the light pet. So what you want to do is, because you can bait nameless in order to get hide, which is what I was thinking of doing, and I did a little bit. What you want to do is you want to turn off the light pet, then turn it back on. What makes this a really dumb idea is one, well, new friend here could probably take, as you saw, could probably handle a decent bit of nameless. If one of them gets uppity and summons a Reaper, woo! We're screwed. We are. Sorry, Lystro, I need your hide. The hide needs are real. They're real. Can we not fling them all the way to Kingdom Come? We don't need to yeet them. Alright? You can lightly tap them. Lightly tap. Lightly. Ah. Who am I kidding? As much as I love new friend, they're penchant for violence. Yeah, I know. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Okay. You might have a point, Sorbs. The yeet was more fun. Watching that dodo fly off into oblivion. I think it landed on the moon. Maybe it got to another arc. I don't know. Yeah. You're made of hide. Let's pick a fight here. There we go. Down you go. All this so we can get another stego saddle. Doink. You had some hide on you. We need 200. What, 132 plus what's back at home should be enough. Narco are the only berries I care about right now. After that, Nameless Venom. I mean, we're gonna need a lot of this stuff later, maybe. Have you played this game, Sorbs? I'm just kind of curious. I'm just kind of curious. I don't know who knows this game that well. I know ASE, Ark Survival Evolved, is way more well known than Ark Survival Ascended. Oh, you've never played Ark? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ah, oh, hopefully I can convince you. I love this game dearly. It has its flaws, as everything does. It can be a bit tedious, I will not lie, but it's one of the best survival games out there, and not just because of the dinos. It has a very unique building system. I think it has the second best building system, at least out of survival games that I've seen. Minecraft obviously has the best. Minecraft is so totally customizable. It's insane. But this one is still really good. Okay. Did we pick up any more wood, by the way? And what are we looking on time? So we got about 15 minutes left. I wanted to make... we spent too much time being lost. That's okay. Maybe we'll play a little bit more. But there's just something very rewarding about the progression system. And... gods. I don't know. Hopefully I can convince you to try it. Alright, that's kind of my goal. It's a game that I've put 2,000 hours into in the first version. Okay, so that tree you can't chop down. Okay, that tree we can't chop down either. Interesting, those must be trees that are used for... oh well. Not Spino. Stego. Plus dinosaurs. Dinosaurs fun. Track. We need 35 wood. There we go. And then with the small supply of hide that we have back at camp, we are now in the hide. We are now in the wood business again. Because this isn't our main base. This is a base that we're making explicitly to deal with that. Okay, and hide and fiber. There we go. Awesome. And then that lets me grab this. Put more narco in here. Always on the narco grind. Always, always. Alright, call me Escobar. That's how much narcos we need. That's how much. We need a Pablo amount. A Pablo amount of narcotics around here. God, that is awful. That is absolutely awful. Let's see. And then... how much of this got cooked? Enough for now. Enough for now. Alright, and shove that in here. Shove that in here. Shove that back here. Start cooking again. And meat. We are up and running. Let's get all this spoiled. Splitting it so it spoils faster. Little tip there. That way it has individual spoil times. Okay, and then... perfect. So we don't need a stego saddle anymore. Make some more foundations for this, make it a little roomier. We have a smart amount of fiber. I thought it was going to crash there. Let's save. That's a good reminder to save. The one downside, I would recommend that anyone who's new to ARK, anyone who wants to like check this game out, where I'd recommend starting with is actually ARK Survival Evolved. That was the game that was released in 2015. That's the one that I have 2K hours in. It's less likely to crash your computer. ARK Survival Ascended, real cool. It's a remake of Evolve. I would argue that it's ARK 2, but the devs would not. That's a whole situation that we just don't have the time to really get into at this point. A lot of people, it's not just me, it's not just like a me thing. A lot of people would argue that ARK Survival Ascended is ARK 2. It's not just like my sort of opinion spiel, but that's neither here nor there. Interesting. I see what happened. There we go. Yeah, that's a neither here nor there thing. But ARK Survival Evolved tends to be free on Xbox. So if you have Xbox Pass, which a lot of people like, I'll probably have to drop mine. Up $30 a month is a bit much. Microsoft, it's a bit much. Okay. It's free over there, but also it's a completed game. They are no longer releasing updates for it. What Studio Wildcard? Now the studio that owns them, Studio Snail Games, owns Wildcard. Snail Games is a publisher with not the best reputation. Wildcard actually is a developer with a decent to good reputation, and unfortunately, their publisher has done some things with the ARK IP that a lot of people, myself included, would not approve of, up to and including making DLC for the game after Wildcard said that they weren't going to. It's a whole thing that we don't have time to get into, but TLDR, the publisher is still making content for ARK Survival Evolved, apparently, despite the studio that made the game, the developers, going, we're not doing anymore. And that's exactly what's happening, is the developers are focusing on this game, while the publisher's just like, who can we slip a Fiverr? Like, let's go on Fiverr, let's find some people, let's tell them to like use some AI and keep making stuff. How much can we milk this cow? Because ARK Survival Evolved is a lot. ARK 1, I will say, we'll just call it ARK 1, is a lot more popular than what this is kind of ARK 2. Okay. How much wood have we picked up? Awesome. Doink. Grab all the wood off of you. And foundations. Oh. Thatch. Okay. Take all the wood, give you all the wood back so we can grab more. Grab all the thatch now. Grab all the wood again. And foundations. So yeah. Fiber's gonna be the problem right now, but we'll figure that out in just a wee bit. Pump that into weight. And then that's three. So that was 4. Okay. Still, that gives us a little bit more room in this little cabin that we're making. As you guys can probably tell, I'm very passionate about this game. That's why I can just yap on it forever and ever and ever. Very, very passionate about it. I do think it's a really good game. don't have a way back. Oh, nope. Veto that idea. Brave! Welcome in, Brave. Yeah, Brave. I'll be ending stream in about 20 minutes. I hope your stream went really, really well. I'll be ending stream about 20 minutes so we can go record. Hydration. That's a wonderful idea. I left my water bottle downstairs. I'm going to have to hit you up during recording. That's a great idea. Oh, wait. No, I didn't. My blanket was covering it. Haha. Yeah. Owl, are you around? Owl! Owl! Owl, if you're around, if we could get a shout out for Brave, that'd be appreciated. Thank you very much. I'll see if my manager is around. They were by earlier. If not, please, guys. Okay, I can't do a proper shout out right now because I'm a little too busy. Trying to rush completion of the house. Or at least of this log cabin that we're making. Or at least get it to a decent spot. More narcotics. I said we needed a Pablo amount. We need a Pablo amount. Did I stutter? I did not stutter about the amount that we needed. So more. Okay. Crafting. Smithy. Ingot, wood, stone, hide. We might have the stone. We might have the hide left over. We do. So let's actually crafting. Smithy. Left trigger track. Ingot. Do we have... Nope, we need to get more wood. Okay, not a problem. We need more wood for the walls anyways. We need more wood and fiber, that is. Check, check. Okay. Hop on the Stego. You ever played ARK, Brave? And what's your favorite dinosaur? Those are kind of our questions. I got about 15 minutes left. Ba 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 ba. Yeah, this is a game that I'm very passionate about because it's a very good game. So that's why I tend to just yap about the mechanics of it, the history, and all that stuff, because I've been playing it for almost 10 years. Well, not consistently. I played it for like a year and a half, took an 8-year break, and then came back. Just, hey, nothing wrong with the Rexes. Rexes are really cool. Rexes are really good. I mean, that was my favorite dino as a kid. Absolutely, and still kind of is. Like, who's gonna dislike a Rex? Genuinely, who's gonna dislike a Rex? Wink. It's more than enough. I know! And you have that lovely John Williams score. Like, you cannot see any dinosaur without hearing da na 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 na. Please don't copyright me. Not that they can. They can't copyright you if you do something like that. But the bit. You can't see a dinosaur. Yeah. I actually, for my undergrad's thesis, I'm trying to think what you guys call that over in EU. I think it's called like your first, I remember. Because like I'm in law school, so I'm going for my legal master's / JD. Okay. And so for my undergrad thesis though, I actually wrote about Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park. I think I still have the thesis somewhere around here. I wrote about Alien, Jurassic Park, and Iron Man because my professor wanted us to pick 3 movies. It was for the thesis class I did because I had to pick like which thesis class I was going to take, and I was at the point where I was just like, yeah, I've been in school for like 6 years now. 6-7 years. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna pick something easy that I'm gonna enjoy because I just want to graduate because I need my degree in order to get a promotion at the job that I had. Um, Fun fact: the promotion was not a good idea. That's another story. All right, and so I picked I picked a film class. Professor was a total dick. Had a stick up his ass, something fierce. He almost started every single class with, "I have a doctorate in pop culture. That makes me an expert. I've been studying this for 20." And don't get me wrong, I think he did have a point, but like rubbing it in our faces was just like the weirdest thing ever. Because like his whole shtick was, we study popular culture, we study movies, right, right, yeah, we study movies. Um, yeah, definitely, I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. It's like, dude, I'm glad you're passionate about. I really am. All right, and I'm not gonna shit on a film theory class, okay? Especially one that I'm writing my thesis in. I'm not gonna do that. But like, oh my goodness, dude, my dude, oh my goodness. And so, um, my thesis. Don't even get me started on that. All right. I wrote it about three movies that I really enjoyed. He wanted us to pick three movies and analyze the messages in it. Because I do think like the premise of the class was really cool. I don't necessarily agree with the movie picks that he made us watch. I don't even remember a good portion of them. But we could pick our own movies for the paper, so that's what I did. Um, and I My thesis was on the corporate culture endemic to those three movies. Because if you actually follow, because like the whole premise of the class is you study popular culture to understand what's happening in current times. Popular culture tends to be a reflection upon like current modern thoughts, fears, concerns, what's actually happening in the world, which tends to be true. That's why I can speak at length about like the original Alien movie, as I was doing corporate culture, and one of the reasons was, I'm not going to get into like the whole topic, but like one of the things I remember, because this was 10 plus years ago also. So one of the reasons why Alien was made, the original Alien movie in the 70s was made, was that that's when Roe v. Wade here in America was being debated and decided whether or not we should have abortions. And that entire movie is really truly about pregnancy and abortions. Whatever your thoughts are on that, that's okay. All right, I'm not here to talk about that stuff. That might be another stream some other time because that is my wheelhouse. Legal stuff is what I do. But um, whatever your thoughts on that, that's okay. That is the point of that movie. That entire movie is a reflection upon the fears at that time about pregnancy and abortion. All right, genuinely. And there is a lot, like, it might seem like there's a lot of in-depth analysis that we can get into, which we don't have the time for, but go watch it. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind how claustrophobic the ship is. Keep in mind that another word for ships is like mothers. In all seriousness, keep in mind that the aliens themselves look like fetuses when I know I'm getting like really into it here. Okay, that's not what I wrote about it. I wrote about how like on that specific portion in my thesis, I wrote about how corporations are, because the 70s at that point in time was roughly about the time that corporations started cracking down on unions here in America, and how corporations, that was kind of like the start of corporate culture as we know it. I think that's when Jack Welch, this wasn't in my paper, this is something I learned later on. Jack Welch, who's responsible for the rank and yank. That's where managers are told to rank their five best employees and then fire the two worst ones, and to continuously cut funding and force the employees to work harder. I think we've all experienced that. That comes from one man. His name's Jack Welch. he passed away 10 years ago, maybe 20. I'd have to look in exactly. I don't remember his death, but he is responsible for why a lot of jobs aren't as good as they used to be. Again, another issue. But that's what I wrote about, is how like Alien was a reflection of the corporate culture and of the loosening of restraints, the loosening of like, because those people, Sigourney Weaver's character and all those people on the Nostromo, I think that's the name of the ship, correct me on that, are all disposable. They're all disposable. And then you can see kind of a reflection of that again in Jurassic Park 2, where how, not 2, but Jurassic Park 1, where how Hammond, all of the things that happened at Jurassic Park are because Hammond, like especially if you read the book, but are because Hammond refused to pay his employees and refused to take proper safety measures. Hammond, in the book, not so much in the movie, but in the book, is a major con man. And then you finally have the taking over of corporate. So, I'm sorry if I kind of spiraled down there. John Hammond? The old, like in the movie, he's the old. So, him and Nedry. Nedry is the fat guy, you didn't say the magic word, and Jurassic Park, okay? The white-haired guy. Yeah. It doesn't come through the movie as much. The one scene where Hammond, the white-haired guy, and Nedry, the fat guy, yeah, actually fight over employment, it's more of what the book's about than what the movie is. Sorry, this was my thesis. I don't remember everything, but I do remember a decent bit, and I can go for a bit. I can not forever, but for a bit. But it's also kind of what we do around here. I'm the Archsage for a reason, and I try to teach my pages something new whenever they come to stream. All right, that's one of my biggest things. Is if you come to stream, I try to teach you guys something new. All right, and try to educate you in a cool way. I think learning about the restraints, lessening the restraints on corporations via movies is a cool thing. Let's see. So I think we can do boink. Boink. Okay. And then we can make it smithy. Awesome. That lets us repair our metal tools. Now we do have to get walls up because we are tempting fate right now without walls. But that'll have to be for another stream. I gotta go record with Brave and some other goobers here. Alright. Love Vermont, but it's the season of the sticks, and so let's grab the rest of the wood from here. Maybe we'll stream this again later on today. We will be streaming ASMR later on today, probably after I've had a nap. I do have to go get my ADHD meds today, so it's going to be record, grab ADHD meds, come home, nap, and then, because I don't want to mess up my sleep schedule too much. Boink. Boink. So since we actually have a smithy now. But yeah, and then the same thing with Iron Man and examining how corporations, like using Iron Man to examine how corporations basically have full throttle. Probably because I wrote that in 2015, so it has been a decade. The thing that scares me the most about that thesis is that I kind of predicted where we are now, and I wish I hadn't. It's not like I predicted it so it happened. It's more of like when I think back about it and I think about my conclusion, it's like, wow, that's very scarily accurate, where it's like we've had these lessened restraints on corporations throughout American history that have become increasingly more and more, and it severely worries me about the future. And that was written in the background of the 2015-2016 election, and well, we all know how that turned out. And whatever your thoughts are, so I this has always been my stance on politics and religion on my channel. It will never change. We only discuss politics and religion when it's objectively falsifiable. All right, objectively falsifiable means that um, I could I could prove it one way or another in a court of law. If I had to take a court case and defend it in a court of law or attack it in a court of law, I would be able to do so and not commit fraud. Okay? So that is the standard that we use for talking about politics and religion. Alright, so whatever your stance is on politics, I do not care. I don't talk about my stance on politics. What I will say is it is objectively falsifiable. It is objectively something that we can prove that corporations have become more interwoven into politics. All right, way more interwoven into politics. And I would argue that's probably not a good thing. I think majority of us can agree that large-scale corporations, this is something that is not objectively falsifiable. I want to be really clear, but the majority of us can agree that large-scale corporations with near infinite money don't necessarily have individual people's best interest in mind. When your goal is to make as much profit as possible, then you probably are going to be looking at people as walking money bags. But I will leave off on that unhinged little bit. You're always welcome to DM me more about it, Brave, if you want to have like a more in-depth conversation. Always save game. Exit the main menu. Let's go find someone to raid. I'm glad you had a good stream, though. Wink. Let's go find someone to raid and or GTFO, because we do have to hop into a call with Brave and some other goobers here, which I can actually, since I'm out of the game now, I should be able to. Blink, please go check Brave out. He's a wonderful ASMR streamer and just a wonderful person overall. He generally has a very silky, smooth voice that is super relaxing, and very proud to be working with him. Matter of fact, let's talk about that really quick. I'm going to move over here because this is what I have set up right here. We'll move back into the middle right there, or edge, I should say. And if you look over here, I'm writing a visual novel with artwork by Desolace. Brave is one of our voice actors. Hey, look, there he is. There he is in his form as a character. Ha! He is one of the ones who gave me permission to show this on my stream last night. And so this is some of the artwork from that. It'll be coming out sometime in December. We'll be continuing to work on chapter 3, not chapter 3, but on act 3 later tonight as an ASMR session like we did last night. It's what's been taking up a lot of my time, why there haven't been as many YouTube videos, why there haven't been as many streams, but it is a really cool project that I cannot wait to show you guys. I really cannot wait to show you guys. And we have a professional artist, we have a professional editor on board. One of my mods is also a professional script writer, is helping me too. And then we also have a bunch of wonderful, lovely people who are going to be questioning, where the heck are you? In about 9 minutes. So, who are contributing their voices to it. So let's see who's on. Yoshino with Stardew's not bad. She was my rigger. She was my papa for this chibi model. So I don't mind saying hi to her. Then I'm going to hit the category for ARK and then see who might be on this early streaming ARK. And who might be doing it in kind of a more casual way. A lot of Japanese and Korean streamers, and possibly Chinese. I can tell the difference between Korean and Japanese, but I struggle with Japanese and Chinese. I think that kind of comes from like Japanese characters come from Chinese characters. What is it, like katakana? Correct. I don't speak Japanese. I know one version of the word for Japanese writing. Japanese has like three writing systems, four if I remember correctly, and I know one version of like what it translates to. Literally translates to as Chinese writing. I'm not seeing anyone in the art category, so we'll go say hi to my model Papa. She's a sweetheart bunny, wonderful person, and absolute legendary rigger. I'm very proud to have a Yoshino model. Having had this rigged by Yoshino, so very very proud. All right. Wink, wink, wink. There we go. Oh, I'm not in my seat. I gotta be in my seat. Come on. There we go. All right. So I know I say this almost every single stream, but I really and truly do mean it. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for listening to my unhinged, highly caffeinated, fueled ranting this morning. All right. And thank you for being you and being here. I do mean that. I really, really do. And it's it's because time is very precious. Your time that you spent here does not go unnoticed. It is the biggest compliment that you can give anyone because when you spend time anywhere, you are spending portions of your life that you will never ever get back. You can always get money back, you can always get things back, but time once spent never comes back. So thank you. Unfortunately, our time together has come to a close for now. It's now time for you to go out and weave your own tale, and time for me to go and record with some goobers for a wonderful project I've been working on. But however you choose to weave it, whatever you choose to do, weave it with kindness. Until next time.